And we bring those 50 kids in there for 4 days, and I work with them. And I work with them on self-image and self-esteem, and I start off the first hour talking about what makes you happy, and it's interesting to hear what kids say. Do you know what makes kids happy? Their friends. The most important thing in their life are their friends. The opinion the friends have on what we work with is your opinion is more important than your friend's opinion. So we work on that. So happiness is a decision. You know, we could all, today, starting today, we could all walk right out that door and make a decision we're going to be happy. Today. Maybe again tomorrow you have to make that decision. And then we look at this next place here. It's called wealth. See, right away, the first thing people say to me when I'm working with them, they say to me that wealth means money. No, it doesn't. Wealth is a consciousness. Gosh, I mean, if you're having trouble with money, earning it, keeping it, you've got to study the principles of consciousness. Money is the manifestation of a wealth consciousness. The manifestation. And then when you look at this, you see there's people that come to me sometimes, they'll come up to me at the break, and they'll say, you know, John, I'm as happy as I want to be, as healthy as I want to be, I earn enough money, I really don't want to change too much. Now listen carefully. The only thing permanent in your life and in mine is change. The only thing permanent in my life is change. And in your life is change. In other words, these simple basic laws of life are create or it's disintegrate. You and I can't stand still even if we wanted to. You know, I remember my first mentor, Mr. Nightingale, Earl Nightingale. I'll never forget Mr. Nightingale. One day we were working in the Marriott Hotel in Atlanta, and he started to tiptoe across the lobby. And he said, I think I figured this out. People are tiptoeing through life hoping to make it safely to death. So true. So what if I want to change? What if I want to change the results I have? What if a group of you get together like Martin and Monika and Walter, and you just get together and you just have this mastermind principle. You get into this mastermind. And you just want to change, alter, or improve the results. Well, remember this. You can't change anything out here without changing something in here. And if I want to set up or start that change, the first place I have to go to is this word called focus. See, I think we all know. I think that every one of us know that the only thing that grows in our life is the thing we give our energy to. That's the only thing that grows in life is what you give your energy to. See, consider this. If this game called life ended today, would you say you were a winner? If it ended today, were you a winner? Did you win? Because that's what this is all about. So when I look at this, and I look at this word called focus, the moment I change my focus, I connect with my power to change. I connect with my power to change. You know, years ago, there was a man stood up front here in a room. I was sitting in the room somewhere over there where the colonel is right now. And the man was reading from this book. It's one of the original books called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I've been reading this book for 35 years. I remember I had my granddaughter here with me one day at a program. And I had mentioned I've been reading the book for 35 years. She went home and said to her mother, poor Papa, it took him 35 years to read one book. Well, it really has in a sense, because every time I'd open it, I'd learn something new, something different. But in the front of this book, here's what he said. There's a secret in this book. And he said everybody who found this secret found themselves swept on to success. Found themselves swept on to success. Well, you know, I wanted to find out what page the secret was on. I found out it's on every page. And, you know, it was good to hear Walter and the Colonel talking about, you know, and hearing a lot of you ask about some books. You can't read something without it triggering something within you. See, what I got from this book is that when you sit down and you set yourself a goal. When you decide what it is you want, the moment you decide to do that, you instantly shift your energy. People say to me, why are goals important? Very simply, it'll entice you to become the person to achieve them. It's not about the getting, it's the becoming. It's not about the physical things that you get. They're toys, and enjoy all of them. Enjoy the car, the home, enjoy it all. But remember, the journey is about becoming, not what you're getting. It's a spiritual development you're trying to create here. That's why the Colonel was focusing on leadership. It's a development of people. Management, the direction of things. Let me just throw this in. I couldn't help it when Colonel put up some of the leaders up here that I am familiar with. John F. Kennedy had a big impact on my life. And here's what I've learned. Leadership has 4 steps to credibility, because if there's no credibility, why would someone trust you, as the Colonel said? The very first principle of leadership is you must be an example. And you want this to grow, you want this to change, you want it to become everything it's capable of becoming, then what you have to do is be an example. Number 2 is you've got to lead with vision. You must lead with vision. In other words, you have to know what the outcome is. If you're selling somebody on the idea to support you, to follow you, to join you, you've got to be able to show the outcome, whether it's a company, the military, or in a family. See, think about this for a moment. There's little eyes upon us, and they're watching night and day. There's little ears, hey, they take in everything we say. There's little hands all eager to do everything we do. That little boy, that little girl, hey, they're dreaming of the day they'll be just like you, just like me. Well, what are we like? What are we like? Because that's where leadership really begins. Really begins. And number 3 is competency. You got to become good at what you want to do, at what you want to be good at. You got to be really good at it. You know why? Competition is fierce. And number 3, and most important, is inspiration. You have to be able to inspire people. You don't have to be a speaker. You don't have to be a great athlete. You don't have to be a great anything to inspire people. Believe in them. You got to believe in them. You know, I lived in Springfield, Illinois, because I had to work in that area. When Bob and I were doing all the United States, we had to live wherever we were working because it took so long. And I chose to live in Springfield, Illinois, a nice, quiet little town, easy to fly around. And there's somebody who lived in that town. You may know the name, Lincoln. Great leader. And Mr. Lincoln, he had a backyard maybe as big as the stage. His house is now a museum. And I used to go over and I'd sit there on some of his benches. And I'd wonder, where did he get the courage to do what he did? And what did he do? He freed the slaves, the emancipation. But did you know that as he sat with his cabinet, 12 of them, they took a vote on the emancipation. He counted the votes and it said 12 against, 13 in favor of. Where did he get the 13 votes? He made an executive decision. Did he do that to get reelected? I don't think so. It cost him his life. And I used to wonder, where did he get, because I spend, big part of my life just studying, looking, trying to find new and better ways. If you're committed to this, the book will find you. Person who asked about the book will find you when you first make the commitment. When you decide to make the change, the books will find you, the people will find you. You'll find a way. That's how you got here. Well, this is what was written on one of those benches. And it gave me my answer. To believe only in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in beyond seeing is a triumph and a blessing. Now let me say that once again, because you started looking right into that idea, didn't you? To see your eyes going up there, which means you're visual. To believe only in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all, but to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing. See, whatever you do, make sure you learn to think. Make sure you ask yourself good questions. Is this something I should do? Is this something that's going to be good for everybody? Is it the truth? Is it the truth? Always ask yourself those good questions, because if not, we play a game. You know what the game is? We play the game called follow the follower. Let me give you an example. Everybody just hold their hand up like this. Can everybody do that for me? Just hold your hand. Oh, and everybody knows how to do that. Hold it up just like this. Now take it and put it on your chin like this. Now where's your chin? Oh, it's down here. Oh, he tricked me. No, I didn't trick you. Okay. I didn't trick you. Okay? Yeah. No, listen. It's all that proves is that you were listening. It just proves that you were listening. That's all it means. Just proves that you were listening. Okay. So we connect with this power to change. But listen, with change, with all change, there is frustration. There is frustration. Are you with me over there, guys? There's frustration in change, isn't there? Would you agree? What are the 4 major frustrations that we go through every day? They're with manual life, right? Frustrations you deal with would be with a lot of agents, I would think. And, you know, they want, no matter what the rules are, they want you to take care of that. And you're trying to do the best you can for them. I want you to understand that there's 4 major frustrations that you and I experience every day, and you should get these down. The first frustration that all of us deal with, and this is where we separate, I guess you could say, where the rubber hits the road. The first frustration is comfort zones. The first frustration is called comfort zones. You know, I remember a number of years ago, I used to walk down Lakeshore Road in Long Branch, just outside of Toronto, for those of you who are not familiar. And I'd come from school, and I'd walk down Lakeshore Road, and we'd come to this place that looked like Happy Days. You remember Happy Days? I mean, for real. For real, yeah. You know what I mean by Happy Days? Everybody know? Yeah. Well, there was a place like that. It was like, that's the way it was. And I'd walk into this little soda shop because there was a girl there that used to serve the sodas that I wanted to ask to go to school dancing Friday nights. So I'd go in, sit with the guys, you know, and just chat. Keep looking at her, she'd look at me, I'd turn away. And I didn't want to leave my comfort zone, but I wanted to take her to that dance. And guess what? I'd get up and go home and didn't ask her again. This went on and on and on. One night I was doing a seminar in Brampton, and 2 people walked in the back door. I recognized the guy. I said, gee, I know that girl, but I went back to doing my seminar. Afterwards, I had a coffee with them, and this gal looked at me and she said, you don't remember me, huh? I said, I know the fake. She said, well, every day you come into that soda shop, I said, today's the day he's going to ask me to go to the school dance. I leaned across the table. I said, what are you doing Friday night? It took 4 years to say that. That's what I mean about comfort zones. Listen, I want you to really think about this. I see so many young people in here. And I wonder what the paradigm is that's keeping you in your comfort zone. Listen. Whatever it is you want, you cannot get it in your comfort zone. That dog won't hunt. Everything you want is outside of your comfort zone. The relationship you want. Do you know how many people get married to someone in the comfort zone? And yet there's someone outside of it they'd love to be with, but won't go and ask. Rejection's a powerful tool. That's the second frustration. Let's think about this for a moment. The single most important thing that everybody can do when they leave here, when you're flying back. And I really am honored to see so many people here, and you invite me to such a special, special event. But when you're flying back, if you can remember these 3 things,